show. Well, millions of people around the world suffer with scarring on either their face, back, chest or shoulders, yet it can be extremely difficult to treat. So here with everything you need to know on scarring is Debbie Dickson, who is the Director of Education at DMK Cosmetics. Welcome to the show, Debbie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. Talk us through the different types of scarring.
So essentially with scar tissue, what happens, it's one of two things. So cells either move through too quickly, which is more that hypertrophic scarring, or they move through too slowly. So you get that more pitted or cuneiform scarring. So the other form of scarring can be that hyperpigmented scarring, which is very common with acne or any kind of inflammation in the skin, but also obviously more common in your darker skin tones.
I'm one of the generation of Australians who has a smallpox injection scar when they used to still do smallpox injections, and mine went in and became the circle, and I see that on some people. Are there any treatments for scars like that and other ones?
Yes, absolutely. And so with any of those scar tissue where it's older, the key to revising that is you almost have to trick the skin into thinking it needs to remodel and repair, and then you just go in and control the way it does that. But one of the key things I would say with any scarring, if we can have earlier intervention, is going to be the key to reducing the risk of scarring. But if you do have old scar tissue, it's still very possible to revise that, but it's just about, it's almost like creating a little bit of inflammation, which then tricks the skin into thinking, I need to repair, but then you go in and control the way it does it so it doesn't do it too slowly or too quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. So what about if you wanted to treat old scars at home? Because, you know, lots of people say that you can use oil or certain creams, even exfoliation to help with scarring. Is that the case?
Old scars, no.
Okay.
So you absolutely have to cause that little bit of inflammation in the skin, which then tricks it to starting to what we call tissue remodelling. But then,
so is that like using laser and things like that?
You can use various peels and different modalities, but it's not just about peeling or exfoliating away skin. So I always give that analogy of think about scar tissue like a hole in the dirt. So if you just keep removing more dirt, you end up with a different shaped hole or a bigger hole. So it's really about, yes, use those modalities, but you've got to use something that rebuilds the skin in a stronger, healthier, firmer way.
Okay. I'm always surprised by, when I meet a lot of Hollywood celebrities, I'm always surprised by the number of them when you see them up close who have acne scars, but you don't see them on the big screen. And I've seen some where it's got less and less and less over the years I've been interviewing them. So what sort of treatments are good for that?
So they would definitely be having things like different peels, different solutions that might swell, soften and dissolve the skin.
Wow.
But they would need to do that rebuilding with things that improve like circulation, getting good blood flow, lymphatics, supporting the cell to repair in the right way.
And blokes are lucky because they can always just grow a beard.
Yeah, but one of the things I have noticed, especially with teenagers, that parents are getting onto it earlier. So when they're getting those breakouts and things that could potentially cause scarring, they're getting them in, seeking professional treatment. So the faster you can get the condition under control, the less likely they are to get that scarring, which is terrific because I think teenagers have got so much to deal with anyway that having scarring or acne is just another thing on top of all those things.
Well, it can be a knock to the confidence, can't it?
It really, really affects their confidence. And we know if you've got something on your face, it's okay if it's on your body, but if it's on your face, it does affect their confidence and their self-esteem. So I find that kind of skin revision so rewarding because you're literally changing someone's life when you get rid of something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Debbie, and running us through all of those different options. It's really good advice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's television's night of